ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take your calls fairly shortly. Before we do that, though, there's one fellow who has been instrumental in calling the people of America's consciousness to 9/11 truth. He was one of the first broadcasters to ever look into the issue, and his name is Jack Blood. We're going to ask Jack Blood to come on the line and ask some questions that he has for you, Yuki. Aloha, is that Jack on the line?
Indy, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Clear as a bell.
Hey, thanks for having me on, and welcome to AmericanFreedomRadio.com. And what an honor it is to be on the radio today with Mr. Fujita. Mr. Fujita, congratulations to your party on the election in Japan.
Thank you so much.
This is quite an auspicious day to be speaking to you, Mr. Fujita.
Thank you. Call me Yuki, please.
Okay. And as we honor the 24 dead Japanese and the 3,017 dead here in the United States, depending on who you talk to, we feel it is that important to honor these families by getting to the truth of what happened on 9/11. So we congratulate you, your party's victory, and also your bravery, sir, in coming forward, which is never an easy thing when you're in a position of power.
Thank you.
A couple of things, and I've got a lot of questions for you, Indy, and I appreciate you giving me this opportunity. I did want to know if there's going to be a new investigation, a Japanese open investigation into 9/11 to account for the deaths of the 24 that their country lost, and what Mr. Fujita might be doing to help bring that about.
I think the 9/11 case is different in the sense that a lot of videotapes and a lot of records, pictures that ordinary common people can have access to, and those videos can be accessed through the internet and so on. So in a sense, a lot of people worldwide now can have access to those evidences of what happened on the number 7 building in New York, and the size of the hole or the damages, wreckage of the airplanes in Pentagon and so on. Therefore, I think more coordinated, scientific sort of joint research for the truth can take place. And that is different from other historical sort of events.
Well, I'm going to stay with you, Asia, on the line here, and if you have calls, please do take them. And what a great opportunity for the listeners of American Freedom Radio to talk to this great hero.
Jack, you're welcome to hang on and stay with us through the program. I do see a couple of other calls up here. I'm going to punch them and see what comes up. We're going to go live to a 9. By the way, Jack, are you in the 978 area code?
No, I'm hooked up through ISDN, Indy.
Okay, great. Well, then let's take this one caller who's been on the line for so long. Aloha, caller. You're on the line with us. Hello.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
How are you? Thank you so much for your patience. This is IndyInAsia. You're on with Yuki Fujita and also Jack Blood.
This is such a thrill for me. I just want to thank Fujita for talking to us and for you being there. I was wishing that we had a decent radio in the United States just yesterday, and I completely forgot, and I got an email about this and called in, and I'm just in heaven. And again, thank you all.
Okay. Thank you, Janet. Caller in the 817 area code. We're coming next. This is IndyInAsia with Yuki Fujita and Jack Blood. We're going to take another caller and then maybe take a break. Caller in the 817 area code. Welcome to the program.
Hey,
Do you want to identify yourself, please?
Yes, sir. This is Brandon. Question is this. What is the most, I guess, telling evidence that convinced you that 9/11 wasn't as you were originally told?
That is a great question, Brandon, very, very apropos to the purpose of this program, which has gone a bit afield. But let's start with you, Yuki. What was the main piece of evidence that caused you to say, wait a minute here?
I think maybe 3 things. One is a collapse of the number 7 building in New York. And second is the damage of Pentagon, and no sort of film or video of Boeing 757, before or after it was supposed to have crashed into Pentagon. Then the third thing is a put option. You know, the American Airways and United Airways, there were a lot of put options done for those companies that a lot of people must have earned a lot of money, something like $150 million in the stock exchange places in Chicago, Europe, Shanghai, and so on. And this put option action was confirmed by Mr. Bellteke, the governor of Central Bank of Germany, and he reported to the finance ministers and central bank governors of Europe on the 17th of September, 6 days after 9/11 in 2001, that they have evidence of those put options. And I actually met Mr. Bellteke last year, and he confirmed that the Deutsche Bank, Central Bank of Germany, had evidence of those put options. And, the central banks in Europe are quite different from Federal Reserve Bank in USA. And I think the central bank's governors in Europe are more trustworthy than the politicians.
All right. Jack, you want to address that question? What are the three items that made you
That's almost a tough question because there's so many things. But I have to agree with Mr. Fujita. Prior knowledge certainly is pretty damning and also seems to be the playbook for a lot of the false flag attacks, and that would include the put options and the insider trading. The stand down, which was accompanied by drills to confuse NORAD, the Dick Cheney in the bunker, of course, as we know, with the transportation head Norman Mineta, witnessing him calling the planes off as they're coming in for the attack. But most certainly the cover-up, I think, is always so damning because when you've got a group of people, that is elements within inside our government, who have motive and opportunity and then perform a cover-up, it is extremely damning. And I think on that alone, we should have a new investigation.
All right, great. You're listening to Winning the War on Consciousness with IndyInAsia. Today our special guest is Yuki Fujita, and our special assistant, co-host, and good buddy Jack Blood is also with us. We're going to go